I remember when I was coming to terms with the fact that I was gay, I didn't want to be gay. I didn't think that that meant that I could have a healthy relationship and, that I'd be accepted by my family and friends. And I don't know. That was a sad time for me.
I knew there was something different. I knew that I didn't fit in with everybody. However, I didn't quite understand what it was. I didn't understand how I was different.
So I have a cousin who's younger than me, but came out of the closet about a year ago. When he was in middle school and even early high school, he had a real tough time and struggled with depression and had some suicidal thoughts.
Your son's supposed to be masculine, so you want them to have a family and stuff like that. It's just a little, you don't expect that from them. Because I always was that good, loving son, but I still have like a little dark secret within myself.
All I want is to grow up and fall in love with a woman and get married and have kids. And I wanted to make my parents proud of me as their son. And I didn't think that being gay, there was no way that I would make them proud if I was gay.
In my childhood, I actually spoke out against gay people often. And then as I came to grips with the fact that I probably was also a gay man, then it started to turn into a self-hating cycle, realizing that all those things, all those nasty things that I was saying were looking at me back in the mirror.
I'd gone through a few years where I had attempted suicide a couple of times. I was going through depression. It was just a very dark time in my life.
I struggle with the idea that I can't, hold my boyfriend's hand in certain places as well, too. Well, we could, but there's probably a chance of being yelled at or things like that.
Being called names, didn't understand what those names meant, but, most children don't know. When you're young, you wonder what's happening, and you think you're like an outsider, so to speak.
So when I first came out, I told my dad and I told my grandmother who raised me. My dad was really supportive right off the bat, but my grandmother talked about disowning me, and she was really upset to the point where she didn't talk to me for a few weeks. And so it was kind of that internal battle of, do I go back into the closet? Do I really be my true self and kind of push through? And I chose the latter. So I chose to, be who I am. And if she accepted me, she accepted me. And if she didn't, then that was her fault. And that wasn't something that I could control. So
after being in a relationship with my boyfriend for some time, decided that I just wanted the veil to be dropped because I didn't think it was fair to him and fair to myself to keep something so important about myself shielded from my family, and that that they really truly loved me, that they were gonna see past that, and they really embraced the relationship and supported the relationship with me and my partner.
Growing up, probably the thing that was the most negative thing is probably that you feel isolated and you feel alone, and then once you get older, once you come out, once you meet other gay people like yourself, then you're no longer alone. So you're a small little piece in a huge puzzle, and once you find your place, it's a very happy place to be.
Coming out to my parents was actually probably the hardest, and it did cause the most challenges, but the surprise was, as they understood, the difficulty for them wasn't so much in the fact that I was gay, it was that they didn't know what gay meant. They didn't understand that gay people are normal people. They always labeled it with something negative.
I told him I'd be there to support him if that's what he wanted. I would make sure to talk to the family, make sure that they were giving him the support that they needed. And not all of them were supportive right away when he came out, and that was really sad to me. But I, had some side conversations with some members of the family that maybe weren't so supportive, and I'm happy to say now, about a year later, we're he's out to the entire family, and everybody has been nothing but supportive.
Because I come from a single parent house. She thought it was because I didn't have a dad and I became gay. That wasn't the deal. I mean, that wasn't true. That's who I am. We talked about it for a long period of time, and then after that, became closer to each other.
For so many years, I had been told that it was wrong and that it wasn't right, and that being gay was something that just shouldn't exist. And so the realization and the admitting to myself that I was and that it was okay that I was, that was the real turning point.
We need to let others know that it is okay, that we have struggled as well, and it will get better.
I mean, probably one of the first things was, realizing that I am gay, and feeling that I can be comfortable sharing it with, with friends, with family, on camera.
At any level, whether it's if you're in high school and you reach out to your guidance counselor, or if you're at work and you reach out to a colleague that you can confide in, I think that's what people would need to latch on to, because it does get better.
I'm not going to say that it's not going to be challenging, because you're always, life is full of its challenges, but, be true to yourself, and the people that love and care about you will always stand by your side.
I just knew I was different. I was interested in different things. I hung out with the girls. I wanted to do ballet. And my mom said no to the ballet. But you have to live your life like true to yourself, and you have to live life without regret.
I was going to be accepted by friends and family, and them opening their arms to me and saying, that we're just happy that you're going to be happy, and realizing that I could be a successful person in life and still date a man was helped me realize that there's nothing wrong with it.
As much as you may think that there are people out there that hate you, there are just as many people, if not more, that love you. And realizing that and realizing what you can do in this world, it really does get better.
And hopefully once in a while, when you feel like you hate yourself and you feel like you can't find anything good about yourself, those people will remind you that you are loved, you are cared for, and everything will be all right.
I would imagine that everybody that's going through something like coming out needs an ally, needs a friend, needs somebody that they can confide in, and that's what I am. I'm an ally.
With my life in general, I just feel like I'm just going to enjoy life, because every day it's a great day.
I found somebody that I could love and got the unconditional love back. I also now have a family and actually a granddaughter, so the world has changed. People are embracing it.
It gets better.
Oh yeah, it definitely gets better.
Once you get outside those four walls and, try to leave those emotions behind, try to, go out to the world and find your own self-acceptance, and then later realize that it does get better.
Hey, your life is going to get much, much better.
Trust me, your life is going to become amazing and better.
If you ever wonder to yourself, don't worry, it gets better. It will get better. And as you keep going with your life, you're going to find it can only get better.